Hi guys, we're going to do a video on IR verbs. We already did one on AR and ER, so let's get started. So IR verbs are obviously verbs that end in IR. So a regular IR verb would be vivir. So vivir. And this part here, vive, is what's called the stem, okay? So we're going to box that. It's called the stem because it's like the base, right? It's the stem or the root. It's used to form all of the conjugations, and we're going to see what those are. Vivir, okay? So you isolate this, and this is the ending. And the ending tells us how the verb will be conjugated, okay? So we're doing IR verbs in the present tense, and we're doing regular, okay? So vivir is to live, and it's obviously an IR verb. Something else I wanted to tell you, so obviously this is the stem right here, but the whole thing, this whole verb, it's called the infinitive, because at this point it still has, I guess, infinite possibilities. You can still say I live, you live, he lives, if you're talking about the present tense, or you can say I will live, you will live. You can talk in any tense. This is like the base form of the verb. It's called the infinitive. Okay, and then vivir, to live, IR verb, infinitive, stem, and we're doing present tense, so I was going to put that over here. Present tense, and you'll learn subjunctive later, but this is present tense indicative, so let's go. Most of the verbs you'll learn in the beginning, the tenses will always be indicative. It's indicating what's happening. Usually that's kind of what it means. Subjunctive is something different. We'll get to that much later, but just a little preview of coming attractions. Okay, so I'm going to do my chart, right? And then vivir. So the first person, this is the singular side and this is the plural side. Singular and then plural. Okay, so and I'll show you what that means. Yo means I. Okay, and let me go ahead and put my stem. So this is my stem, I'm going to put it here. Okay. Tu means you, and tu with an accent is you. Without the accent it means your. You saw my other video, I kind of mentioned these things, you know, repetition, so you can really know the information and learn it well. It really helps a lot. Then we have el, which is he. El with an accent is he. Without the accent, it means the. Ella is she, and usted is you. What's the difference between these two yous? Well, this is a formal you. In some languages, there's two yous. You as in, hey you Johnny, my friend, versus you, maybe my professor or something. I lived in Spain for a while, and my professors actually, in Spain, they prefer tu. So it just depends where you're at. I believe there's more of a distinction in Latin America, but yeah, like to show respect, usted, and then tu is more familiarity, you kind of know the person better. Stem again, and obviously this is a regular verb. There are irregulars that break the rule, and those have to be memorized. And it's not, I mean, it takes some time, but it's not that hard, you know. So, nosotros. That means we. Let's put my stem. Vosotros means you all. and then I'll put stem. And then ellos, ellas, ustedes. So these both mean they, right? But ellos is they. It can be all guys, or it can be a mixed group of guys and girls. But ellas is only all girls, okay? And again, ustedes, which is you, plural, like you all. Vosotros, this form is only used in Spain. So some people don't teach it. Anywho. And if you go to Spain and it's not a big deal, it's not like some kind of confusing thing. So there we need our stem, right? And what else did I want to mention to you really quick? This, like, is first person. Yo, I am first person, right? Like even when you're reading like a book, the teacher will say, oh, your English teacher might say, what person is it? Oh, it's first person, like diary form. I went and I had a fight with my, I don't know, my friend, who knows, versus the boy is going. That's third person, right? The boy is going to have a fight with his friend or whatnot. The boy had a fight with his friend, third person. I had a fight with my friend, first person. It just shows the relationship you have to what you're saying. If I am the closest person to myself, so first person, right? First person. And it's singular because there's only one of me, okay? And then you would be second person singular when I'm talking to one person, you. And then this is third person because it's I, you, and then this person over here, third person. You see that relationship, that distance? Third person singular, right? Just one person each. And then this is first person plural. So me and my friend, we, right? First person plural. There's more than one person. So first person plural. These terms can just help sometimes when you're saying, oh, what do I conjugate this? You can say, oh, you can conjugate it in ellos, or you can say third person plural. It's just, the language helps a little bit. This is second person plural, you all. Okay, and I'm going to explain something in a second. And this is third person plural, right? They. Obviously, you and you all is not third person, it's second person, but it's conjugated with these. So that's why it goes here. It's conjugated with these. So that's just the way it is, but you get the gist. So now let's add our endings, right? Okay. So the endings for IR verbs and ER verbs are very similar, but there's two differences. I'll show you. Yo vivo, I live. Yo vivo, I live. Tú vives, you live. Tú vives, you live. Él vive, he lives. Él vive, he lives. Okay, now this is the difference between ER and IR verbs. IR, there's an I here. Vivimos. Vivimos. Say it was an ER verb like comer. It would have been, I'll just put it in red. Comemos. Once you start learning all the conjugations and tenses, you might get confused, but don't get confused because we're going over it now. So vivimos, this is present tense. This is an IR verb. ER and IR are very similar. Similar here, 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 and here. Just different in these two. Okay? Vivimos, comemos. I versus E, it's pretty simple because that's the conjugation anyway. I mean, that's the verb anyway, the IR verb versus the ER verb. This comes from comer, which means to eat. Alright? So, let's move on. Vosotros, you all, viv. So the ending is vivís. There's an accent on that I, vivís. And, no, I should have used the other color, but anyway. So it's vivís, and then if it was comer, it would have been, just put a little box right there, coméis. So just a little different, just something to take note of. When you take note of it, you're aware of it, then it's easier to kind of assimilate it and memorize it and know it. So let's keep going. And then this one is I'm just going to change the color on this to match the rest. Viven, right? So I'm just going to erase these to avoid any confusion. Just be aware of those things. And this is viven. Usually the difference between this one and that one, the third person singular and the third person plural, is this N. Usually, in whether you're talking about future or whatever tense it is, usually it's just the adding of the N reflects the plurality of the third person plural. Okay? So, viven, they, vive, he, she, or usted. So how do you practice this? I mean, it might sound silly, but I found that it was pretty effective. Yo vivo, I live. Yo vivo, I live. You just do this with yourself, and it actually helps really get it into your system. It's effective for me. I guess everyone learns differently. But not only would I say this like this, I would also write it, yo vivo, I live. Yo vivo, I live. You just get a bunch of scratch paper, yo vivo, I live. Yo vivo, I live. Tu vives, you live. Tu vives, you live. So you're saying it, you're kind of doing it, you're hearing it, and so you're seeing it too, because most likely you're looking at something, or you can not look at something if you feel like you're at that level. Él vive, he lives. Ella vive, she lives. Usted vive, you live. Nosotros vivimos, we live. Nosotros vivimos, we live. Vosotros vivís, you all live. Vosotros vivís, you all live. Ellos viven, they live. Ellas viven, they live. Ustedes viven, you all live. And again, usted reflects kind of a respect, someone you may not know well or you want to show kind of deference toward. I believe that's it. We went over the differences here and here between the IR and then the ER. These are the endings. And why are the endings important? I know some people get confused. Okay, I have to learn this. Why? Say we changed our verb. I'm trying to think of another regular IR verb. Salir isn't regular because it's irregular in the present tense. Pedir isn't regular because it changes. Okay, I thought of a verb. Most of the verbs I was thinking of in IR were not regular. So, okay, another regular IR verb. Because I don't want to show you irregular right now because I want to do that in another video. Okay? Because I don't want you to get confused. Escribir. What does escribir mean? It means to write. Like you can think scribe, right? To write. Escribir. So where's my stem? Well, IR, take that off. And then you have your stem. Escribe. Escribe. Obviously that's important because you need to put it here. So, let's go through my conjugation. Oh. Yeah, and then what was the ending for this? O, E, S, E, right? These are my endings for present tense IR verbs. We did vivir, now we're doing escribir, to write. And now, because it's the same ending, it's a regular IR verb, all I do, before I wanted to say I live, now I want to say I write. So I just add the stem. Escribe. That's why knowing the endings is helpful. Escribes. Vivir, bailar, and comer are kind of like my go-to regular verbs, and it's good to have some like that just so you can know, like, oh, how do I say I live? Oh, vivo, because it's kind of like in your head because you've been doing all that practice, and so you know the ending is O. Escribo, escribes, escribe, escribimos. Escribís. Escriben. I write, you write, he writes, she writes, you, usted, write. We write, nosotros escribimos, vosotros escribís, you all write. Ellos escriben, they write. Ellas escriben, all girls, they write. Ustedes escriben, you all write. So I think that brings us to the end of the video. Feel free to comment letting me know what you liked, or if you have questions, like the video if you liked it, and have a great day, okay? Bye.